What's up, everybody? It's Palatown. Smirva only have very first season 3, week 1. Excuse me, I almost misspoke. CPL, the competitive Pokemon League match. Today we are going up against Jaz, aka FissureTube. As you can see on the screen, he brings his Mega Manectric, Leavang, Salamence, Espeon, Cubchoos, and Togekiss. You can see our team on the screen from our team prep video is Mega Altaria, Magnezone, Gastrodon, Mew, Tyranitar, and Volcarona. If you want to go ahead and check out why we brought what we brought and what moves and abilities and items and everything all Pokemon have, please go ahead and check the team prep video. Link will be in the description down below. Without further ado, let's jump into this match. This will be a close commentated match because I was not able to commentate while I was battling with Jaz. Hopefully for the remainder of the CPL, I can do live commentary, but if we have to do a close commentary, it's just something I think we're going to have to deal with. So, jumping right on in here, we've got... I lead with attachment issues my Magnezone because that is what I thought in the team prep video for this Leavani. I was like, he's going to throw out sticky webs. I'm going to go for hidden power, not remembering that this thing is probably going to be sashed. So we knock it down to 1%, which kind of does suck because he's going to get a free switch basically because he knows he's got to be choiced in some fashion out to scramble to his Togekiss. In retrospect, maybe Life Orb on this attachment issues would have been better. We would have got the same sort of damage output, but we could have hit this thing up with a gigantic flash cannon instead of getting a switch out here into Taco Cat, our Mew, who's going to go ahead and take this Air Slash. Never mind, not this turn. That must be next turn. So he goes for Roost here to heal up that minimal damage. Goes for an Air Slash as we go for the Defog, which is going to cause us to flinch, which kind of stinks here. So Mew's going to go ahead and switch out. We go back out into Magnezone because I don't want to take too many hits from that Air Slash because a knockoff from that Cubchoos, even with our berry, isn't going to work. So we go out, we take the Aura Sphere, go for the Flash Cannon, which drops him to 20%. He goes for the Aura Sphere to knock out our Magnezone. And this right here, I'm going to pause the video for just a second. That right there is pretty much one of the major reasons why we lost, is letting our Magnezone go way too early because it could have done nasty things to his team. Also, probably should have just gone for the Choice Spec Volt Switch on turn 1 and put in some sort of pressure on that Leavani. Would have been nice. So let's continue here. The Scramble is going to get a little bit of its leftovers back. Taco Cat is going to come back out, and we're going to try one more time to go for Defog because I was pretty sure he had to Roost there. Fearing a Flash Cannon or an Iron Tail or something from our Mew. So we drop his Evasion, which is great because we're almost guaranteed to get this burn off on the Will-O-Wisp. The reason I went for the burn here was I wanted to get chip damage on this Togekiss. And he's roosted every time he's had barely any health gone. So I'm assuming he's trying to keep this thing alive, which is why I feel free to go for my Dragon Zord right here because I know I'm faster. I can go for a Stone Edge and take this thing out. He switches into Mr. Flinch, which is his Cubchoos, who's going to take some good chip damage. I'm forced to switch out because that Stone Edge did absolutely nothing, and I don't want to get Will-O-Wisped. When he sets up a Trick Room here, I start to think, oh, that's interesting. You have Sticky Webs and Trick Room on the same team. The Dark Pulse activates my Culver Berry. Knockoff here knocks off this King's Rock, which is interesting why he's running King's Rock, because King's Rock and Dark Pulse don't link up with each other. He goes for Destiny Bond here as the Sandstorm subsides. I know he's got Destiny Bond, but I can look on his team and see this T-Tar not really going to be a whole lot of use, which was probably a bad decision on my point, as it could have just manhandled that Espeon later on. Could have kept setting up Storms to do chip damage. All in all, I made a lot of misplays this battle. So he goes back out to the Togekiss to take this Scald, which is fine. This turn, I believe, is where we find out it's a Cleric with Heal Bell, so it does cure the burn on his team. But I go for another Scald just to get chip damage, and what do you know, we get the burn, which is nice because it does just turn off Togekiss's leftovers, basically. And I go for another set of chip damage here. We're going to go ahead and get this thing down about to 60-75%. We go out to Volcarona here because I know the heal bell is incoming. Volcarona should have been our lead in this match because looking at his team that he brought, Volcarona just sweeps everything, barring like Hidden Power Rock on his Manectric or a Stone Edge from his Salamence, but we could outspeed after a while. But here I kind of get into a rut where I just start boosting and roosting. Right here is probably where I should have launched an attack because I could have taken this thing out, I think, with a Fiery Dance at +2. I think I ran the calculator, and barring it being max Spadef, max HP, I could have taken this thing out. And I definitely could have taken it out here. And I should have gone for the Fiery Dance right here. I could have got another boost to special attack. I didn't have to do this boosting and roosting on a mon that could OHKO me the crit, which is exactly what it did. So down we go. I got to Floofy Wings, our Mega Altaria here. I'm playing on tilt at this point. I'm like, okay, so I'll just get one boost up here to make sure I outspeed this thing. But I already outspeed it. But it's nice because I know now I could outspeed that Leavanny possibly. He goes out to his Salamence, which is obviously Choice Scarfed. In comes the Iron Tail, which I wasn't expecting. Takes me all the way out. He goes for the Iron Tail and misses, which is huge. So it allows Taco Cat to go for the Roost. But I mean, Iron Tail is a 75 accuracy move. Right here, again, just proves to me that he's choiced if it wasn't already. Will-O-Wisp here is going to do some, cause that Salamence some issues. I go for another Roost, get myself back up to almost full. In is the Mega Manectric. Goes for an Intimidate here, which drops my attack, which kind of stinks. Snarl is going to drop my special attack and hit me for super effective damage. It's interesting that he put Snarl on this thing. It's probably his only dark type move, but I go for Will-O-Wisp just to get some chip damage. A crit Volt Switch only does 40%, so he goes back out to the Salamence here, and I roost up. That Salamence is hurt by his burn. He goes for a Shadow Claw, which only does 19% due to the burn. He's lost his Moxie boost. I'm going to knock off the Choice Scarf here and take that Salamence down to 44%. I go out to my Gastrodon because it's my physical wall and seeing how much it did to Mew, knowing Gastrodon can basically just wall this thing until the cows come home. He goes for an Earthquake, which does minimal damage. I go for Scald, which is going to bring him down to where Burn next turn, even if I just go for Recover, will take him out. Which is exactly what I wanted. Is I've got now, it's now my two walls against the world. It is Pinkberry and Taco Cat, the two pink mons against a Mega Manectric, a Leavanny Sewing Machine, and an Espeon. So I am terrified. I am mortified, petrified. I know this thing has Leaf Blade. In it comes, does 30%. I go for knockoff, outspeeding this thing and looking min speed for the Trick Room. In comes Raikou, his Mega Manectric, and I know he can OHKO me with a Volt Switch, and I'm surprised why he doesn't, as I can just go for a Roost here, and I can kind of just out-roost some of his plays, but I decided to go into Gastrodon predicting the Volt Switch, but he goes for the Thunderbolt instead. Now this Gastrodon, if you did see the team prep video, is rocking Earth Power and Sand Force for the synergy with T-Tar. He goes for Hidden Power, which I'm assuming was supposed to be Hidden Power Grass. It was a mistake. So he goes out to Spirit Animal here, and now it's 2-on-1. And we go ahead and Scald off on this Spirit Animal, not doing a whole lot of damage at this point. I don't want to Toxic this thing because of Magic Bounce. So I go back out to Taco Cat. He goes for Grass Knot, which does almost nothing. And right now we do have Knockoff here loaded up. Take this thing down to 6%. Knocks off its leftovers. What I should have done was switch out to Gastrodon there to take the Psychic, and then switch back into Mew on the predicting Grass Knot, but I didn't. I was still playing on tilt at that point. That was a match I definitely could have won, but did not because of that poor prediction at the end, letting Magnezone die, and honestly just not leading with Volcarona. Because Volcarona could have destroyed his team, and it was something I should have done in the very beginning, but chose not to, just due to poor planning on my part. We still have 2 more matches in our division left to go, and I think if I can get a little bit extra time to team prep, that I will hopefully come out with wins in those 2 matches. I don't want to sound cocky because both of the guys I'm going to be battling have crazy teams that make me really nervous just looking at our team matchups. To me, and this is like my first time in a really heavily competitive league like this, those 2 teams look about dead even with ours, which makes it really hard to team prep because I can't just look at it and go, oh, I bring A, B, C, D, E, and F, and G, and I win. Which is kind of what I did with this one, and I lost because I didn't lead with the correct mon, I didn't make the correct plays, and I got a little greedy on my setup. So taking those lessons into the future matches of the CPL is definitely going to help me prepare for team and hopefully take down our next 2 opponents and possibly secure us a spot in the playoffs. We will see. We still have 2 more weeks before playoffs are decided. It's only a 3-week league before playoffs because we're trying to get this done before Sun and Moon drops. So thank you guys so very much for coming out and watching the video. I really hope you do appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on all the CPL happenings, Pokemon TCG content, other video games, or Pokemon Let's Plays. The only way to stay tuned in is to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Make sure you leave a like on the like button down below. It would really mean a lot to me as it shows your support on the video. And make sure you interact with me in the comment section down below, because what's the point of being subscribed if you can't interact with your content creators? Like I said, I gotta get out of here, so thank you guys for coming out, and with all that being said, this is Palatine Smirkle signing out.